Hey, I'm Bill Rice, and I help mortgage brokers and lenders generate endless direct-to-consumer mortgage leads. And today, I want to give away a little bit of the secret on how to generate mortgage leads in 2024. I'm actually going to give you my three-step process, and we're going to think about it probably in a way that you might think is a little bit backwards. I'm not going to start with the marketing tactics. I'm going to kind of leave those to the end. So make sure you stay all the way to the end. And instead, I want to talk about sort of making that lead generation platform rock solid before you start that marketing. Because in a lot of cases, you're probably going to start to spend some dollars, right? So you want to make sure every single one of those dollars turns into revenue for you. So let's get to it. Number one, have a customer acquisition system. This can be a page or a website. I personally think that it should be a website because you can get these easy, cheap. Even our own personal at Kaleidico, our lead generation optimized website is only $250 a month. So there's no reason not to start to invest in that asset and start building that base platform. And again, that website is going to be your hub for lead generation. Once you have that website, let's make sure that you have an actual lead form. Sometimes we think about web forms and kind of that traditional style of boxes that you fill in, but that's not actually what works effectively. What you want instead is a survey style, something where you're literally asking questions and they're selecting an answer to them and you're moving them through quickly, collecting a handful of pieces of information. Again, that progressive multi-part survey style lead form is critical to your conversion rate. And then also offering a phone number. So why is that survey style lead form so important? Well, 80% of the thousands of leads that we at Kaleidico generate per month, we know specifically are using a mobile phone at the time of lead submission or call. So if you use one of those traditional website forms, they're going to be there with their little thumbs trying to get inside those little boxes, then type some information. You probably have a general contact form that says like name, email, and then description. And they're like, what do I put in the description? Right. So again, instead, what you want is them just to select next, select next, select next, and you'll get a much higher pull through rate on those lead forms. And then the next step you want to do is to think about the loan programs that you offer. Oftentimes we have for so long thought just sort of purchase and refinance, but particularly in this current market, you want to be thinking about the niches and the specific loan programs that you offer. And again, the who behind who's getting that offer. So who those borrowers are. And then you want to build your content, your social media, your ad campaigns around that actual person and who they are. So instead, don't just say, I want to target home buyers or talk to home buyers. Instead, you want to say, I want to talk to foreign nationals looking to buy homes, or real estate investors that are growing their portfolio of homes with cash flowing properties, or going after that growing number of gig workers that are self-employed, but have healthy bank balances and cash flows, right? We want to get specific. We want to go into those niches. We want to talk to them specifically. And then we want to push everything from that customer acquisition system, your website, into your CRM system, because then we're going to go into number two. When we're talking about that generation of mortgage leads, we need to have a lead nurturing system, because even in the best case, if you convert 10% of your leads into brand new shiny loans, that means 90% of those are just kind of hanging out there. But guess what? There's gold in there. So we want to have a lead nurturing system inside of that CRM so that everything goes in there and whatever doesn't convert continues to get marketed to, right? So what's the current market conditions, right? No homes. That means all your purchase leads, probably best case scenario, 120 days plus to close. Let's nurture them. Refinances, they're tough, right? Everybody's first mortgage is locked in at 3%. People are paying off their homes left and right, but HELOCs are hot and consumer debt is getting back up to crazy levels. So guess what? You send in those offers into that database, you dip into those new loan programs and pull those offers out and throw them into your CRM, you're going to be pulling out gold, brand new leads. So make sure that you have a lead nurturing system. So when those new loan programs come out to solve problems in the market, you can just simply send out an email with that new offer, that new perfect loan program for somebody that wasn't able to get a loan before, but still has that intent or need for borrowing and getting a mortgage. Number three, now we want to start thinking about our marketing campaigns. Now that we've got our acquisition system, we're starting to nurture people inside of our CRM. Let's think about how do we fill the top end of that funnel so that we can start acquiring those customers. Personally, I like to start with video, right? You want to be the person who has the latest and greatest real estate trends and loan programs, and they're talking about those, because in markets, particularly like this, literally folks are trying to figure out how to get the home that they want to buy, or how to figure out how to get out of the debt problem that they're in. Or maybe they want to, heard kind of this interesting one the other day, they want to buy a plane, right? And they're not really sure, like the traditional programs to lend against planes are kind of weird. So they're using HELOCs, right? So literally we want to think about all those little borrower scenarios in weird situations where you can help a borrower finance whatever that scenario is. And what you're ultimately doing is you're creating this definitive library of all of these different borrower scenarios and the loan programs that go with them. So again, I encourage you, build that library on YouTube. make those short little videos for all those different scenarios, all those different weird things that you've heard, or potentially the weird financings that you've done. And then LinkedIn for referral partners. This is a great place to be as you're talking about the market, as you're talking about things that are working for you. That's going to pull in referral partners in all kinds of different categories, far beyond just realtors. And I think, put this in the back of your mind, I think very soon you'll start to target borrowers on LinkedIn as well, because where are affluent borrowers? You're in your LinkedIn network, right? And as LinkedIn gets better and better at handling video and making that video experience more compelling to its users, I guarantee you it's going to be a rich place to pull out borrowers specifically, and high quality borrowers. Then we want to turn each one of those videos into a blog post, right? Go ahead and get to that written version of things, because a lot of people consume it in sort of that visual text, read articles. SEO still thrives on this. So we want to go ahead and get a blog post version of that, organize it, categorize it on your website, make your website the definitive sort of, again, library of all those different scenarios. Google and SEO loves good organization, but don't forget, embed those videos you made back onto those pages, because Google loves that as well. Then we want to generate some real-time leads, right? If you have the marketing budget, this can be done with PPC, either Google ads, Facebook ads. Over time, as you start to have some of your other marketing working, it could potentially give you the budgets for these. But again, if you have the budget, depending on what your scenario is, if you're a broker or a lender, I encourage you to get into this market as quick as you can, just because it's going to be a higher intent and you can literally turn it on in 24 to 48 hours. You can be generating leads. The only thing I caution a little bit on here, and it may sound like I'm talking my book, but I do think it's important because I know a lot of people who have wasted a lot of money here. It does behoove you to get an expert, whether it's an agency or somebody that's experienced, not only in PPC, but specifically for the mortgage market. This is a very competitive space. So I encourage you to at least seek out an expert before you start doing that. If you don't have the budget to go into those real-time lead markets, whether it's buying or doing PPC, I encourage you to work aged leads. So when I talk about aged leads, I'm talking specifically about either buying consumer intent data. So this is again, data where someone has actually probably filled out a web form before or shown intent to get a mortgage, or you don't want to go buy that data or you feel uncomfortable with that. I guarantee you within your organization or within maybe your own CRM, there are thousands of old leads in there. Go ahead and work those in an aged lead sort of mode. Again, secret here, when you're thinking about this as a new category, because a lot of people in the mortgage world don't know about aged leads or don't think about the old leads sitting in their CRM. Guess where those $100 live transfer leads come from? All of those companies are buying large quantities of aged leads. Again, consumer intent data. They're warming them up. They're selling them you for $100. So this can be a great source of generating new real-time leads. Couple of notes here. Be careful. Don't pound these kind of leads with automation. No dialers, no text blasts, because chances are you don't have consent to contact them. But this doesn't preclude you from going out and manually dialing them or sending out an email to them to see if they still have interest. So again, these are consumer intent. You know they had interest in a mortgage at a certain time in the past. Just be considerate and patient. Reach out to them. My favorite is the just checking in email. Hey, looks like you tried to inquire about a mortgage a few months back. Were you able to accomplish that? If not, love to help you out. Something simple, considerate. Be patient with these, work them in an organized way. And this is also a great, affordable way in order to scale your database and also build a lot of training and expertise around just reaching out to a lot of leads. So gives you a lot of at-bats, a lot of training. And again, we'll build that database to a substantial size so that you can start to pull out that gold from time to time. Hey, if you enjoyed this and you want more lead generation tactics from me, I would encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel. And hey, if you want to focus on building your mortgage business and leave the mortgage lead generation to us, I would also encourage you to visit Kaleidico.com.